began to stop crying and stop complaining about every situation and everything that seemed like I couldn't. I began to put my trust in God. And when you forget about yourself and forget about your woes and forget about what the enemy is telling you that you can't, and just believe and know that God is able to do the things that nobody thinks is possible. I don't know Pastor Bill, I just met her tonight, but I heard her testimony when she declared that there was a time that I'm going to be in this wheelchair for the rest of my life. She declared, you heard her mouth speaking, said that it was all over for her. But Paul declares here, now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly. Let me share this with you. First of all, you got to read the verse as it is written. Because you've been in church too long and you talking about exceedingly abundantly. That's not what Paul is saying here. He's letting us know that exceeding abundantly. I heard Jesus declare that I will give you life and that more abundantly. Now I wish I could get just two people in the building tonight that will stand right where you are and tell somebody that the Lord hasn't done that in my life. He's given me things in abundance. Good God Almighty, He blessed my home. He blessed my children. He blessed my finance. But He's able to go beyond what you can even ask or think. Because there's no limit to what God can do. I need somebody in the house tonight that's going to believe the Lord is able to do the impossible. I heard the writer declare that there's nothing too hard for God. There's nothing He can't handle. There's nothing He cannot consume. There's nobody He can't move out of your way. So I come to serve notice to the devil tonight. Get your hand off of my situation. Because I'm not limited to what the man at the bank said. He told you you couldn't have the loan. The Lord said, I'll give you the building without any debt. No limit. The doctor said you wouldn't walk again. But the Lord said, no limit. Get out of that wheelchair. They told you you had cancer. And we done all we can do. But the Lord said, no limit. Why? Because it's well in my soul. I come to let you know tonight that if you trust the Lord and just continue to believe Him, victory shall be yours. Anybody want to be victorious? Then you got to get that faith that go beyond the limit of what they're telling you you can't do. Good God Almighty, I want you to understand there was a time when I first began to pastor, and you know how it is when you come behind someone that folks consider an icon, and the devil was trying to get in my mind, talking to me on a daily basis, saying you can't do this, you got big shoes to fill. But I heard a voice one night as I was down praying, said, Herman, it's not about what Bishop did. It's about you and me, son. Good God Almighty. So don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Because I am in control. And I can make that what seems impossible come into existence. Good God Almighty. Now I want you to see what God can do. I had a situation in my body. I went to the doctor. I had a lump on the right side of my chest cavity. Good God about it, right under my rib.